What's up, guys?
Jesus Christ.
I'm Rahlyx.
And I'm Scarfee.
And together we're calculating the tip. Tip calculated. It's however much you love this show. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing?
Welcome back. Yeah.
Hello.
The Rahlyx has got to go XLR now.
It's having the echo and then just like cutting the echo out completely is kind of scary, honestly. It's like, oh,
yeah.
He's dead now. The sound stopped. It's no longer coming from inside the house.
You know what I'm happy about?
What?
Do you see any movement of the camera?
No. You're no longer shaking.
There it is.
Oh,
yeah, my
baby.
camera is now on a tripod on the floor, so it's not unless there's an earthquake, there's not going to be any shaking of the camera.
Get those MTV PSA announcements about shaking out the way, because it's not happening on your desk anymore. Because the whole thing was like, I think MTV like used to have PSAs about like don't shake babies, for obvious reasons. You're not supposed to shake babies. Oh, wait, did you not know that?
No.
About shaking babies, or about MTV having PSAs about it? It might have not have been MTV.
About MTV having either things.
Yeah,
like,
so
I didn't think
you don't want to
anybody
shake
would
a baby.
Yeah, I didn't think anybody would be stupid enough to do that anyway.
It's not good for the baby, let me tell you. Baby's like,
Stop shaking me!
you know?
I would think so.
So, anyway, now that we've sufficiently gotten our content strict with age restriction or something from YouTube for immediately talking about
shaking babies.
babies. How's your day, bud? How you doing?
My day is great.
Yeah.
Today I had to wake up really early because I had an early class, and yesterday I didn't account for that, so I went to bed at about 2 a.m. So today I'm quite sleep deprived.
Ooh, sleep deprivation. We stan.
It's something that is kind of constant.
Yeah.
With me.
That's a whole mood. That is truly a whole ass mood. Because I don't ever sleep. Literally never.
Sleep is for the weak.
Sleep is for the weak. You know.
Sleep is for the weak or sleeping for a week. It's either one.
Yeah. I will take both
no
of those. Happily, I will sleep for a week. That's fine by me.
Mm-hmm.
But also sleep is for the weak. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Bless. What you been up to this past week, bud? What you been doing?
I've been consumed with stuff.
With iPhone rumors?
Well, I am waiting on the new iPhone, and today was the day that came out all of the like first look reviews of the iPhone 12s that just came out, because the Pro Maxes are going to be available later on. So I've been watching those, but in general, I've been working a lot lately.
I dig it.
Both in the context of the university stuff and stuff that I make on the internet. I barely have time to play any games anymore. Yeah. Which is weird, because that's mostly my pastime these days. So also sorry if you hear people outside. There's commotion. I don't know what's
a commotion.
People are walking back and forth.
Ooh,
I don't know what the
commotion.
meaning of the commotion is. I mean, what I mean by it is that there's people walking back and forth, and I don't know what is going on. Somebody's probably moving in or something. I don't know.
What's in the ocean? Commotion. Commotion in the ocean. Yeah, dude.
Also, I'm wearing my fluffy bathrobe today.
Nice.
Usually it's on the back of my chair, but today I'm wearing it because it's kind of chilly in the apartment today.
I dig it. That's a good problem to have. It's nice to be cold rather than hot, I would say.
It is.
Because I'm a little toasty.
When you're hot, you can't strip your body down. You have to cool with external devices.
Depends on how hot you are.
I mean, there is a limit, is what I'm saying. Like, you at a certain temperature, you're not going to be comfortable, no matter how
few clothing you're wearing.
The clothing is on your body.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's a fair point.
But when you're cold, you can bundle up in layers, so it's
Bundle up.
A little more manageable.
Oh.
That's why I personally like cold more than hot.
Oh no.
What?
Hold on 2 seconds, because I just remembered that I forgot to add an audio source in OBS. So right now you're gonna have to sync visual for a second here. File settings. 2 seconds. Audio. Boy, this is gonna be the.
Welcome to the what is it called? Behind the scenes of our podcast.
Yeah, right.
Where I'm petting my cat while he's sleeping, and Rahlyx is adding an audio source so we can actually edit this later.
There we go. All right. The audio source is in. We're good now.
Okay, good.
Yeah. All
Thank
right.
you.
So now there is audio
for
on the
making-
OBS recording. I
Amazing.
forgot, because
Okay.
I wish the source, I get why they don't, but the sources don't carry over when you swap scene collections. So
Mhm.
even though technically these sources shouldn't exist anymore, but they do. So, but we're good now. It's all good.
Yeah.
So that kind of, I mean, yeah. What's up?
We can start with the song stuck in our heads right now.
The song stuck in my head is like the music that's in level, like World 1 of Spelunky 2. It's just a generic, like, kind of boop, 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 because I've just been playing Spelunky 2 so
I'm
much.
playing a lot of Spelunky, yeah.
It's so fun. It's like stupid fun, dude. I love it. It's so much fun. But that's the music
nice
stuck
that
in my head.
You like it?
Yeah,
That game is so weird to me.
it's very hard.
Like I know it's a platform. No, and it's not in terms of like the game, as in like it's not that I don't like it.
Mhm.
I like it. It's just the setting of the game itself.
Well,
Is,
yeah. So it's a So it's
Bizarre.
a roguelike, yeah. So the whole thing is that it like it's different every go around. But it's also kind of, it's hard to explain what it is, because at one point you go so deep into the caves that you then go to space. It's a little weird. But it's
So like you keep going down further, but instead of going deeper into the earth, you actually go into space.
well, yeah, kind of. It's kind of like called the astral territory, I think, something like that. They're aliens, they're flying around in UFOs and all this kind of stuff, right? But then, if you have the right loadouts and pets, then you can fly up in one level, and then you can actually go to space. Because so you're in a cave on the moon in this one, actually. It's weird. It's
The lore keeps going deeper.
a very bizarre game. That's pretty much all I can say.
It is.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it.
It is I decided that it was a bizarre game since ever since I saw a pug in the depths of a cave
Yeah.
system
You
in
rescue
the
the
game,
pug,
and
he gives you a
rescuing
kiss.
the pug gives you lives.
Yeah, he gives you a kiss, and it gives you 1 health. So, which is pretty
Yeah,
much
that's
akin to real life. So,
That was the point at which I was like, that's kind of interesting.
yeah. Well, it used to be in the first one. It was it could be a pug. You had the option to make it a pug, or it could be a damsel in distress, or it could be a hunk in distress. So you have a big beefy man that you have to save, or a really pretty woman, or a pug. So
Okay.
I always chose the
I,
pug. So
I am scared to think of what they do once you finish the level.
they
to
give you a kiss. They give you a kiss. God, you're toxic. You're nasty.
You're nasty, and you need
I'm just affected by this pandemic, is all, as everybody else is.
Oh,
you know?
bless. That's true. I don't think I've seen as many accounts be horny on main ever in my life as during this pandemic. Like,
I mean, all I do on my Twitter account is just talk about my fat juicy ass and Jason's streams. So
even your fat juicy
You know?
ass. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I mean, it's not my fault. It's so fat and so juicy, you know. It's my mom.
Well, that's
Kick
the
it up to my
podcast,
mom.
ladies and gentlemen. Are you saying your mom has a fat and juicy ass? Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, I genetically inherited it from her. So,
All right.
it's her fault, not mine.
Wow, blame it on your mom. All right. Bless. Oh my god.
So, okay, to transition from my fat juicy ass into the song that is stuck in my head.
Yeah, what's stuck in your head?
Wow.
That's what it sounds like in my head.
Because your head is empty, no thoughts, no brain.
Exactly.
Amazing. Glad we confirmed that.
Mhm.
Anyway, the song coincidentally stuck in my head is the last song that I listened to yesterday when I was going to sleep, which is SLUT by Bam Miller. It's not that I don't want to say the word slut. It's that the song itself is called SLUT.
Does it have like periods between each letter and everything?
Yeah, and the chorus of the song actually goes like "Sweet Little Unforgettable Thing." So.
Oh, yeah, I think I know that song.
That's the last song that I listened to.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I actually know that song. I know people who sang it for their recitals when I was filming recitals back in the day.
And my other favorite line from it that is probably something that I should tweet out since that's what I'm tweeting recently is I love my ass, I want to shake it.
I mean, fair
That's
enough.
one of the lines of the song, so I'm just gonna tweet it at some point.
Shake your
just keep an eye on my Twitter.
Up, shake your ass. Up. It's time.
My Twitter is gonna be somewhere right here.
Oh yeah,
and
I forgot we
Rahlyx's
had
Twitter
that
is gonna be on that side.
Look up, swipe up, everybody. Swipe up.
Swipe up.
Hey guys, you can get some great deals on some Instagram garbage. Just swipe up. Just swipe up and you can go to my website. It runs through Shopify.
Just
I
swipe
can barely
up.
understand what you're saying.
Just telling people to swipe up
For
for
my Instagram garbage.
That's all.
Oh my god.
I wish I could do swipe
You know
up
what's
stuff on
interesting?
Instagram. What?
The class that I had today earlier
Mm-hmm.
was actually discussing the effects that social media has or had on the society overall, and how it became like all the information became very readily available.
Mm-hmm. I'm
so
sure
that is like very
nothing but
interesting how
negative.
we talking about social media.
Yeah.
It's not nothing but negative. It's mostly like constructive, as in like how the immediate access to information shaped our expectations of other people
Mm-hmm.
in today's society, and like how we expect people to know everything all the time or like be the perfect version of themselves all the time just because
it's yeah.
just because you have the access to information, you have no excuse,
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
that kind of thinking. But people tend to forget that the ready access to information doesn't necessarily mean that we know that we have access to the information, or know necessarily that information exists. And not everybody has all the time in the world to just sit digging in the internet looking for whatever information that they don't necessarily need or never knew they were gonna need
Yeah, absolutely.
in their life.
I mean, yeah, information's out there, but if you don't know that it exists, what would you know to Google,
Yeah.
Good old days, dude.
Doesn't necessarily apply to all of the issues in today's world, but that is like a general culture of social media, of people jumping in bandwagons.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All I'm saying is give people a chance to learn.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
It's not necessarily. By the way, it's not necessarily pertaining to anything happening right now anywhere. It's just a thought that I had just now. It's something that I've been thinking about for a while.
Yeah.
Because Twitter has become such an extreme place of extreme views.
Yeah.
On any side, basically, and it's just sometimes I open my Twitter, and I just scroll through it, and then I close it.
Yeah,
I just want to disappear
yeah.
because
Well,
it just
I feel
a
like
lot.
especially lately, like, I mean, it's just unavoidable during an election season to not have it be extra, like, a lot.
It is true, yeah.
But like on top of that, my biggest beef is like when people go into social media just to like subtweet out some dirty laundry. It's like just don't. You don't have to do that. Like, oh, what? You're letting them know you know who cares, dude? No one cares. Like you don't need to
Like
go
the
and
implication
subtweet
of
shit.
that. The implication of that is the person who subtweets usually thinks the person who this is addressed to gonna see it and know that it's about them. But the truth is, no matter what your qualm is with whoever you're quote unquote subtweeting, um, the whatever you're tweeting about might apply to more people, and more people might see it than you expect originally.
Yeah.
To. And sometimes what happens is, even if you were just there to vent whatever stuff is on your chest and expecting nobody else to see it, it can get out and then can be used against you.
Yeah. Well,
So be careful what you post on social media, first of all. Second of all, again, to anybody on the attacking side in such cases, don't jump to conclusions, because what you see on the internet is never the full story or full picture.
yeah.
Especially in a tweet that is 280 characters
120
long.
120 characters, dude. I'm almost positive tweets are 120 or 140.
How many characters in a tweet? 280.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I must be thinking of like
See, I know my
old
Twitter.
school Twitter.
I know my Twitter, even though I kind of despise it sometimes. But
I
yeah,
realize
basically-
this sounds like vague casting. I actually didn't have anyone specific in mind when I was talking about this. It's just like I've seen it so many times in like the last month, that it's just kind of like, oh well, maybe stop doing that. I don't know. The other side of it is like social media breeds this like social anxiety in everybody, where you're afraid that like any subtweet, like you could vaguely maybe relate it to you at all. And then you're like anxious. You're like, what did I do? Like, did I set them off? Like, is this about me? But in reality, no, it's probably not.
Yeah, see, there's aspect to subtweeting that I've never understood. Well, I mean, I've never understood personally, but I understand why people would do it.
Mm-hmm.
Is the same thing that existed in the era where people used to hide behind usernames indefinitely.
Yeah.
As in, like, they would hide behind a generic profile picture and a generic username, and like
Give me that default
comment
egg,
trolly
baby.
shit
Yeah.
on like videos and posts from that era. It's the same type of like it's the same type of engagement where you are throwing out a statement that it's your fault that you decided that it's relating to you. I didn't mean anybody in particular, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm not to blame in this, and like you can't say anything to me, but now you feel like shit, so
yeah. Cause then it's kind of like,
not fair.
yeah. It's just a shitty situation, in all honesty. Like, it's all a subtweet does is put negative energy out into the world that is already way too full of negative energy. So if you're gonna subtweet, I would encourage you to
hug a cat.
Hug a cat. Just don't do it. Maybe donate some money to a charity that you know the person that you were gonna subtweet hates.
Or ideally,
under their name.
Ideally, talk it out with a person who you have beef with.
Yeah, I mean that too. That's hands down the easiest thing to do.
That's one of the things that the subtweeting culture, to me personally, in my opinion, contributes to, is erasure of direct contact or direct confrontation.
Yeah.
Which I don't like confrontation, but then in that case, I'm not like residing to subtweeting about it. Instead, I avoid confrontation and just bottle things up, which is also not healthy.
Not healthy.
But there are a lot healthier ways to deal with your frustrations than making everybody around you anxious.
Yeah.
So,
Don't
yeah,
do it.
that is the main issue that is in here, is that it contributes to people's relationships becoming very unstable and untrustworthy.
Yeah.
Where people, like, no matter what they say directly to your face, you never know what they're gonna say about you in public, online,
Behind your
in a
back.
subtweet, or
Yeah.
and that's like another thing that is making me anxious about the world of people who have like large followings, is whenever you talk about a situation in your life, you always have that thought in the back of your mind of, will this person think that this is about them and I'm trying to hurt them?
Yeah. But in reality,
it's
it's like it's probably not. But
It's most likely is not.
Yeah.
It's just some of my personal shit that I'm dealing with, but that is the reason why I resorted to not tweeting about most of my real life shit on my Twitter account.
yeah.
Most of the things that you're gonna see is my struggles with my fat ass and other jokes.
Fat
But,
juicy ass, dude.
that juicy ass.
Mine's mostly
But
just pictures
yeah,
of Olive and
that's
meat.
mostly what you're gonna see on my Twitter account, is just joking around, but mostly none of my real life, just because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to stress other people out with my shit,
Absolutely.
and then make them thinking that if that could possibly be about them,
Yeah,
you know.
for sure.
I would rather like put positive energy out into the world and then deal with my frustrations, like talking to my friends instead.
Yeah. I mean, and that's kind of healthier to like talk through with your friends, right? But just like don't spend your time like brooding in the negativity and like going like, "Oh yeah, this will be good. Let me just I'll type that out. Now I feel better, but everybody else feels worse." No, it's just selfish. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Literally, just fucking don't. That's my thoughts on social media. If I could afford not to be on them, I would not be on social media.
Yeah, I am genuinely considering unplugging for like some time. I don't know how long.
It's a good idea.
Probably like a weekend, because I can't afford honestly to unplug for longer.
Yeah.
Just because of the stuff that I do.
Got stuff going on, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on, especially right now.
Yeah.
But I'm genuinely considering it because, first of all, the election cycle. Second of all of the drama going around all of the online platforms right now. Third of all, just 2020 and the quarantine and everything. Everybody's on edge. Everybody's just at each other's throats, and it's getting exhausting.
No, absolutely. It is absolutely 100%.
I'm also honestly glad that we created this little space for each other to just talk about stuff, because I know that I can talk to you, for example, even if you are on the side doing some stupid shit usually because ADHD, but
are you calling this stupid
I know
shit?
that
It's
you're
very
also
comfy.
listening,
I am listening,
and then you also understand me, and like we know each other, so we can talk to each other.
Absolutely.
So I like having this space.
I do too. It's
I also liked
nice.
how that headband looked. Why did you take it off?
Oh, I thought you were calling it stupid shit.
No, by stupid shit I mean doing anything that is not related to this conversation at all. Like taking apart the microphone in the last episode.
Hey man, all right. Taking apart that microphone was fun.
It was fun.
Oh.
But the only people who could see it were the people who are watching on YouTube, and that was like completely unrelated. Like you can't argue that.
Oh, that's fair. So
but
the reason I took it off is this is very tight on my head. So I have a big head.
All right.
You have a juicy ass. I have a big head.
My head is also huge. No hats fit me.
Yeah, same.
I don't. Any kind of cap that anybody ever gets me, it won't fit me.
Dude, the only hat that ever
Just
fit
don't
me
give me a
really
cap.
nicely is the hat that I left in your car at TwitchCon. I was so excited about TwitchCon this year. I was like, I'm going to see all my friends and I'm going to get my Vancouver hat back. Nope.
I think it's still there.
Good.
I think it's still in the car. So if we
What the
all go to the TwitchCon next year, if there is one,
It better be.
You're gonna get it.
Fucking sick of COVID. End it. Finish it.
Please, God.
Please,
Please
God.
press the button.
Just push the button. Get rid of it.
But what on the topic of things social media, do you want to talk about the DMCA?
Yeah,
stuff
we can
that's
talk
going on?
about Twitch. Hold on, 25, 20. All right, let's talk about Twitch and all this DMCA shit because it's kind of insane what's been going on. I don't like it. But
That is honestly
luckily,
a part
as
of
an
the thing-
affiliate, I haven't been affected at all.
Which is interesting to me.
Yeah.
That only partners have been hit with this.
Yeah. So for context, for those of you who don't know, Twitch sent out a whole slurry of emails saying, "Hey, you have some clips and some VODs that were hit with DMCA strikes, and so what we're gonna do is
No, they
just."
didn't even say that.
They did.
The email just says, "We've deleted content off of your page that is in violation of the DMCA guidelines."
Yeah.
And that's it. They don't give you any specifics at all.
No, I mean, I wasn't gonna say they gave specifics. I was just gonna say like this is DMCA breach, so we went ahead and deleted it for you. Bim bam bosh, goodbye. And everybody was like, "What the fuck?" And because like every single partner except for Gambit got a fucking DMCA strike. Oh,
Yeah.
Look at that handsome man just in the corner there. He's like, "What's up, Scarfee? It's me, Gambit. How you doing?"
Over
I
there.
find it amazing that he didn't get hit by any
That one.
any
that guy.
strikes.
Yeah, it
But-
is. It is interesting, but like I think ever since the news broke,
He's
when
been
was
super
that? Was that
careful. It was in June, I think.
June?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because my time perception is warped.
Yeah, because
To help.
Twitch support replied to their own thread, and it was from June.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, since the news broke in June about the fact that the DMCA stuff is going to be happening, and that the music industry is coming after the Twitch platform, Twitch promised to release the tools that would be helpful to identify the content in violation, and that they said that they're going to support their creators and allow them to see what content has been striked and why.
Yeah.
And none of this is happening. Like they said on their Twitter page that on the 23rd of October they're going to be initiating live takedowns where like even if you play music on your live stream that is copyrighted, they're going to be initiating live strikes, live takedowns. For people who already received DMCA warnings, this means that the next DMCA warning that they receive is complete termination of their channel. Which brings up the question, what the fuck has Twitch been picking their ass for in the past 4 months?
Yeah.
And not releasing the tools necessary that they promised for handling DMCA takedowns and providing their content creators with the ability to tell what content is in violation.
It's almost like they don't give a fuck, and they just are like, whatever, because they make most of their money off of the big whales like Tim and Lupo and Ninja and Shroud, and they don't really give a fuck about anybody else.
I mean, that is kind of true, but also what is mind-boggling is that they're losing a lot of revenue on just the sheer amount of partners that have received those warnings.
Yeah.
Like, it can't be just ignored on the scale that it is right now.
Yeah.
Like, the reason I'm mad is because they made a promise to protect people in this.
I mean, a
legal
promise to protect their
situation.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, it's a legal situation. It's not just whatever. Like, I'm losing followers, or like I don't know. Like my follower count is not properly displaying, or like my Twitch stream doesn't have quality options. Those are all different scale problems.
Twitch. Yeah.
It is. Those are completely different scale problems.
Yeah.
When you're talking about DMCA and complete termination of a channel because of the legal issue that the streamer has no ability to know about, because there's no tools accessible
there's no
that
tools
would
to-
tell you, hey, this content will get you in legal trouble.
Yeah. Well, then
That
the
is
problem there is
mind-boggling
like
to
there's a
me.
lot of people who have created music and have said, no, this is cool, but people are still getting strikes for it. And
Yeah.
it's like you shouldn't have to go through the whole process to be like, yeah, I'm good with this, because it should just, Twitch needs to work. I mean, if fucking Facebook Gaming can do this, why isn't Twitch? You know what I mean? Like,
not even Facebook Gaming. If you look, everybody shits on YouTube at all times, right?
yeah,
But even YouTube, in regards of this issue, will tell you what video is in violation, what part of the video is in violation,
yeah,
why it is in violation, who is filing a strike against you,
right.
and what you can do about it.
Well,
like,
okay.
you can either remove that part of the content or you can dispute it. Granted that system is insanely flawed and insanely heavily tilted towards the person who files the takedown,
Right.
it's still there.
Well, so
it is still a tool that exists.
So there is a thing available. Guy tweeted about this at the Real Guy Judge on Twitter. You can see what VODs are muted, right? What VODs have muted audio. That's been there for forever. And if you click on the 3 dots right next to it in your video producer in your dashboard, there's a little button that says Appeal Muted Audio. It doesn't tell you where this audio is, but I mean, you can kind of figure that out through the mute. But it will tell you what song triggered it, and then it'll give you the option to appeal. The problem is, I don't think that works for clips. I think they are just deleting clips. But yeah,
And
you can.
The problem is that tool has been there for a while.
Has the appeal? I haven't
But-
seen the appeal tool before.
You haven't?
No, I've never seen it before.
Maybe it has been for partners or whatever. I'm not sure. But like it, even if it is new,
Yeah.
that tool is still a lot.
Oh yeah, it's primitive
Less-
compared to YouTube.
I'm not even saying that compared to YouTube, it's still a lot less than it should be giving you.
Oh, that's
With
fair.
the informational algorithm that detects the audio
Yeah.
that is being muted. They could at least tell you which portion, which sound, and with the appeal process, I don't know what the appeal process looks like,
Yeah, I don't know.
To be
That's not part of
completely
the
honest.
pictures. So
but that would also be like,
let me look at my dashboard. I'm curious.
since that is the only option between like having an appeal filed or delete your whole VOD, I feel like in the past 4 months, instead of developing the mod view and other cutesy features that Twitch has been working on, they should have been probably focusing on adding editable VOD features where you can cut out parts of VOD instead of deleting the whole video. Or having muted audio not affect you completely like it does right now. What are you laughing about?
I'm just laughing at I got a whole new wave of mutes on my VODs. Like a whole new wave of mutes. Because I literally looked at this like a few days ago and it was not nearly as muted as it is right now, but pretty much every VOD except for last night's is muted.
Wow.
But it does actually tell you the times where you where the music is. That one says
So that's
6
why
minutes
you
and
were
11
laughing.
minutes.
You were saying like I didn't get a DMCA takedown, and now you might because
Well-
so many new mutes have come through.
I mean, they didn't send me an email at all.
I mean, yeah, true.
So-
We still don't know. See, there's also another issue. If the Twitch and those companies that are filing DMCA takedowns are so worried about the loss of revenue that people are getting through like the replays and the like exploitation of music content, if they're so badly worried about it,
Yeah.
why are only partners being targeted by this DMCA takedown bullshit?
Yeah. Well,
Why
because
is it not
they're actually
site-wide?
making money. You know what I mean?
It's not that I'm saying that everybody's channel needs to be terminated. I mean that everybody needs to be on the even playing field.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Also, the time thing is just actually garbage because it's not making it says 6 minutes, but it's not actually 6 minutes. So
yeah, and also see that those are all of those little aspects of like no proper tool for recognizing the content in violation, no proper treatment for affiliates instead of partners, where partners are getting notified, which I'm willing to bet all of the money that I have in my savings account right now. Some of the affiliates are just going to get their channels terminated without any warning, just because
that would be super.
The partners would be given a special treatment of like, oh, you have a warning because the DMCA is kind enough to send you an email that is automated by the system.
Yeah,
and then the affiliate is going to just get an email. You had a few of the DMCA violations. We showed you that there were mutes on your VODs. Why didn't you remove the music? Now you're gone. Goodbye.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't like looking at the history of how Twitch has been treating its affiliates and people who are not partners in general. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that came up.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, the only time where they're gonna get off their ass and try to fix it is when it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So, like,
I'm gonna have to start running Julian's When the DMCA Hits playlist when I stream.
Good idea.
When the DMCA hits, and it's like
when the DMCA hits. But yeah, as you can probably tell, I am kind of angry today.
Yeah, I mean,
on top of being tired, and it's just like I really want to love Twitch.
Yeah,
I really want Twitch to succeed as the current competitor in the online streaming platform because YouTube is garbage. Facebook gaming is also garbage, but even more garbage than the YouTube gaming.
Yeah.
But and the Twitch is kind of the only one platform that I consider is kind of okay. But with the ways that they're acting right now, it's just infuriating. And I really wish we had better management in place. But it's all just complacency, just because there's no proper competitor to Twitch who would be lighting a fire up their ass.
Add to that it's a subsidiary of Amazon now, and it's just kind of like, well, who gives a fuck, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily also saying that everybody at Twitch sucks. It's just like every company has a bad apple somewhere down the chain of command, you know? It's just like it is their job to fix it, but I also recognize that there might be people who are working their asses off at Twitch and they're just getting cock-blocked by Amazon being like, you're getting funding from us anyways. What does it matter, you know?
Yeah. So an interesting thing I'm seeing on Twitter though is Kitty Cosmos at Kitty Cosmos or at It's Kitty Cosmos on Twitter.
A friend of the stream.
Good friend. She's saying, I'll have to do some research into this, but she's saying, looks like I'm gonna be spinning vinyl just like Sequisha, for music on stream. And I'm interested. I don't know if that's an actual way around it, but DMCA is digital media copyright strike, and vinyl is analog media. So, I don't know. I'd have to read up on that. That's interesting. If so, then when I have a new setup, your boy's going to be spinning a lot of vinyl when he's streaming. Because, boy, howdy do I love vinyl. And
with your 80s aesthetic, that would actually go pretty well.
So,
yeah,
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I had a bunch of like tweets pulled up on the subject. Like, for example, there's one from Devin Nash saying it is insane that Twitch informs partners they deleted their content and that there is more content in violation despite having no identification system to find out what it is. Their solution to DMCA is for creators to delete their life's work. This is pure gross negligence, which I agree with. Because
100%.
If your solution to your fuck up of not notifying anybody about the new regulations or the incoming DMCA strikes or providing the proper ID system to identify what content is actually in violation, if the solution to that is just delete everything,
that's ridiculous.
Thank God you don't have a competitor to which people can flee to.
Yeah, right.
Like, you know,
Plus.
Thank God. That would be this kind of shit.
This would end.
Would be the end of your company.
Yeah. Well,
if you had a competitor.
There's blood Everybody come to Prime.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Brime Live. That whole mess.
Hold
as
on,
well.
real as a quick pivot, did you see that Brime sold to a parent company, but the parent company is just the dude who owns Brime already?
No.
Yeah, it's two employees, and it's people who are already founders of Brime. But they're like, we've sold, woo-wee, we have no control over what happens next. It's like, you guys are so full of shit. I want to tweet so much about Brime, but I'm like, I can't tweet about it because then the hordes will come after
It's just
me.
giving.
It's
The horde is gonna go after you, and it's also just all a publicity stunt.
I
You know
mean,
that it is.
100%. But it's the same concept between tweeting bad stuff about Brime is like tweeting bad stuff about Elon Musk. There's just weird nerds who feel like they really have to defend Elon /
Oh, yeah,
Brime, and they're like, I'm gonna fight you to the death for it. You know, it's like we
Yeah,
don't
true.
need that. I don't need that energy in my life. So
Yeah, you hear that, 12-year-olds? Leave us alone.
leave us alone, kids. Fuck
Leave us alone,
off.
kids. 16 plus stream only. We don't want I'm just kidding, okay? Don't worry about it. Yeah, and I also looked up the DMCA in itself, like so what DMCA stands for is the Digital Millennium Copyright Act.
Mm-hmm.
And it was implemented in 1998.
Mm-hmm.
So the act about digital millennium
But
that started like a decade before the act took place has been in place for 22 years.
But let me tell you something, okay? As somebody who studied copyright law and that sort of thing for a brief window of time, all the laws surrounding everything about copyright in any way, shape, or form is so wildly outdated. Copyright only exists in its current form so Disney doesn't let Mickey Mouse fall into the public domain. That's a fact. Every single time Mickey Mouse is about to pop into public domain, Disney pitches a fit and throws a whole bunch of money at lawmakers and gets copyright laws changed again. It's insanity. So
Is that like I would
this is
love to
legitimately
hear
true.
about that.
Yeah, I mean I don't know all of it off the top of my head because it's been probably 5 years since I took this class. But yeah, it's super fucked up, and the root of pretty much every change to copyright law has been related to Disney and Mickey Mouse falling into public domain. Because
That is so interesting.
yeah, so because it's like I think what it is right now with copyright, it's 75 years, the lifetime of the creator plus 75 years. So yeah, is that right? No, it can't be right, is it? Hold on. Copyright expiry.
So what that means is that the person who created something,
Yeah,
like
so-
intellectual
I was right.
property,
Yeah.
was gonna own rights to it until they die, and then 75 years after that.
Yeah, so copy protection generally lasts for 7 years after the death of the author. So, hold on, let me go here because it's been changed multiple times. Let's see. Okay, I can't find it quickly, so I'm not going to go into it. But it keeps getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. When did Walt Disney die? He died in 1966. So there was a while where I don't think it was beyond death. It was beyond a certain point, and then it was beyond death for like a little bit, and now they're like, boom. But I think the maximum is like 95 years. I don't know. It's very interesting. It's worth reading into if you have the mental capacity to droll through horrible, boring copyright bullshit.
If you have the mental capacity to dig through thousands and thousands of amendments over the many years that the lawmakers have been making just to not completely rewrite the old laws and completely break your brain, you can do that.
Yeah.
If you have time. Please.
See, so the important takeaway of all this DMCA stuff, though, is one, content creators need to diversify their platforms. You can't just rely on Twitch forever. So
Yeah, but
branch out.
that is a common like
Yes,
that
but
is a common thing that every content creator that does any kind of content creation should know, is that
Yeah.
you have to diversify your income sources, because you can't rely on one solitary platform. It can really go away really fast.
yeah, but I mean, you know as well as I do that most people don't bother. But I think it's a good reminder of diversifying your platform. Also, it's a really good kick in the butt to, if you have good clips that you really, really enjoy and really think they're the best of your clips, make a
Post them
fucking
somewhere
local. Yeah, I was gonna say, make a local backup. Like, buy yourself a fucking 10 terabyte hard drive or something. Throw it in a little NAS machine, or even like a little external. You don't even need to have it plugged in all the time, and just offload. Do big clip dumps like once a month. Grab a whole bunch, put them somewhere else, not on the cloud, not with Twitter, or not Twitter, sorry, with Twitch. Just store them locally. So if you want to make a compilation, you can make a compilation, and then you can fight YouTube, which has a marginally better copyright strike system than Twitch.
Yes.
Alas,
Because fighting Twitch in the current state is just not worth it.
it's not worth it at all. Not one bit.
Fortunately, right now we're gonna probably enter a period of where Twitch streamers are just gonna lay low and not do anything even remotely.
Yeah. Well, Harris Heller's playlist is going to get a whole bunch more plays, and
Yeah, true.
that'll be
And
that.
we're just gonna have to wait until either Twitch gets its ass kicked and they finally do something, or until a competitor comes through where people can go and actually do stuff that they want to do without being prosecuted for it.
Exactly. So we'll see. We'll see how it do. All we can do is kind of wait and watch, but be smart
Speaking of
about
looking
the
into the
stuff
future.
you're- What's up?
Sorry, I talked over you.
It's okay.
But you're kind of getting used to it. Today it's even worse than usual. I'm sorry. It's just because I'm so tired.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
My thoughts are rushing out of me without a filter. That's my.
I
brain.
have
That's
calculated. Your brain is fried.
Yeah, it is.
I did the math.
I was gonna move on to like looking into the future and what we are planning to do. We wanted to talk about a little bit of what the holiday that we're approaching.
It's almost Halloween.
It's almost Halloween.
Get your Halloweeners ready.
Something that I've never celebrated.
Halloween's fun. It's a good time.
It
This
is
is a
fun.
really shitty
And,
year
like,
to celebrate it, though.
I'm really looking forward to talking to you about like the Halloween experiences and stuff, because that's something that I never had, even though I have lived for 5 years here at this point. But I've lived in the places where Halloween is not like a widespread phenomenon.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not living in a suburban area of like American families. I live in apartment complexes where like students and workers live.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
So we don't like these apartment complexes don't necessarily have either the funds or time to celebrate Halloween usually.
Yeah, absolutely.
And usually my Halloweens are boring. So I'm excited towards we're gonna be the next week that we post. We're still gonna post on Friday, which is gonna be the 30th.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be the Halloween
Can be,
episode.
well, it's not the 30th. It's the 29th. I think. No, it is the 30th. It's the 30th. Halloween's on a Saturday. Never mind.
It's the 30th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just looked at my calendar and I was like, am I that dumb?
No, but yeah, so that'll be
But
a
yeah,
Halloween episode. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We also have an upcoming episode with a surprise guest. As well.
Super secret guest, but we won't tell you. It's it's everybody's favorite. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Good description. I like that.
I thought so.
Yes. Very, very concise and very, very detailed. As
Oh,
at the
I
same
mean,
time.
you know, they're the one that did the, you know.
I'm sorry. I just saw your lips moving like, like in that fashion.
That was the exact
Because
noise I
knew
made.
that you were saying gibberish and I knew it.
I was like bubbity bubbity bop bop bop.
Bubbity bop bop.
Bubbity
Yeah.
bop 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 bop. Yeah.
God, I wish my Go XLR was connected to this already.
It's a fun thing to set up, let me tell you. Shall we
Yeah,
inspire?
but I didn't wanna. Yeah, I didn't wanna connect the Go XLR before recording this episode.
Yeah, and then just break everything.
Breaking everything. Yeah. So yeah, look out next week for the Halloween episode. And the week after that, the episode with another guest, which is gonna be actually. Wait, is the Halloween our our 10th episode? Halloween is gonna be our 10th episode.
I think so. Yeah. You go, Coach. You can have the leg.
Yeah. Hooray! We've been doing this for 10 episodes already.
Mm-hmm.
Insane. Okay.
It's true.
Let me get my Inspire bot ready.
I'm still Coach. No, Coach. All right.
He knocked something over.
No, he just took my Lego Yoda keychain and bit it and threw
Stole
it
it
over his
again?
head. He literally just bit it and threw it over his head. Oh my god. Oh, perfect. This one's apropos. So, all right, my Inspire bot. I have a beautiful Pacific Northwestern coastline with two rock spires sticking out of the ocean, right? And they're on the beach.
How do you know it's a Pacific Northwest?
Because it looks like the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, okay.
And it's a dark beach on a cloudy day, and in big black letters it just says, "Sleep is always pathetic."
Going back to our statement of sleep is for the weak.
Exactly.
You guys are
shit.
pathetic.
It's pathetic.
My Inspire bot is just giving me nonsense.
Sounds about right.
Give me 1 minute. I'm trying to. Okay, I got
Find a
it.
good one.
So it's just a picture of a plain brown wooden door
Mhm.
in a plain brown wooden gate in a plain brown plain brown wall
Mhm.
with a number 45 over it.
Ooh.
And the text over it says, "If you want it enough, you can ensure that a fellow student vomits."
What the fuck?
Sounds like something that comes out of the student dorms.
Yeah, for real, honestly. Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
When they get into parties and then just like drink until.
If you want it
until-
enough, you can make people throw up.
If you want it enough, you can make another person vomit.
It's true. And on
just
that
just
note,
feed them alcohol throughout the party, and then yes.
alas. On that note, we will see you guys on All Hallows Eve. Have a good week. Stay
you
out
guys
of
have a good
trouble. Don't do drugs unless they're free. Okay. Don't
Don't do drugs.
don't do
ever.
drugs. Don't do drugs. All right, kids. All right.
What the
Says Scarfee. Resident
And on that
stoner.
note, goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.